So we're going to solve this question from the previous lesson, from the lesson on Friday. So a construction engineer determines that a straight road must rise vertically 45 meters over a 250 meter distance measured along the surface of the road. This represents the hypotenuse of the triangle, of the right triangle. Calculate the angle of elevation of the road. So this is kind of, it gave you a hint. Okay? So first, let's reread the question. So, construction engineer determines that a straight road must rise vertically 5 meters. So I know that I'm looking at a right triangle, right? Because basically what I have is I have this, right? This is my road, right? And so this is the road here. It says that it's going to rise vertically 45 meters. What size is 45 meters?
The higher.
Right? This is your 45 because it's a vertical. Vertical means straight up. And it tells you that over 250 meter distance measured along the surface of the road. It gave you the hint that this represents the hypotenuse. So where would I put my 250? What side is 250?
The road.
The road.
The road. Right? Now the question is asking you calculate the angle of elevation of the road. So what angle am I looking for?
Adjustment.
No. Just don't tell. Angles don't have any adjacent or opposite or anything like that. Which angle am I looking for? Am I looking at the top angle or at this angle?
Top angle.
Bottom one.
Who thinks bottom? Who thinks top?
Bottom.
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 1, 2.
Top angle.
So 1, 2, 3. Bottom. Angle of elevation.
Yeah, top.
How-
Let's do top one.
How do I measure angle of elevation?
Your sin.
From the horizontal
Fries over
up,
run.
right? From the horizontal up.
So it's bottom.
So it's the bottom. Horizontal
Oh.
up. So this is your angle of elevation. Okay? So let's label my triangle. Which one do you want me to label first? Which one's the hypotenuse?
Long.
So that's the hypotenuse.
We're across from the 45. I mean, the 45 is the adjacent.
It's
Oh, opposite. Sorry, opposite. Oops, sorry. See, that's why I apologize. And then
Opposite.
adjacent.
And then this is
Adjacent.
the adjacent.
Because O is adjacent from the hypotenuse.
Okay. No.
No, actually, once the angle is shown, then you can determine where the opposite is, and then the remainder is the
Oh,
adjacent.
okay.
So, I know the hypotenuse, I know the opposite. Which one I'm going to use?
First one.
First one.
Yeah, opposite over the hypotenuse.
So sine theta equals opposite over hypotenuse. Why is that? Because I have the opposite and I have the hypotenuse. So if I'm looking for an angle, what's the first thing that you want to do here? What's 45 over 250?
It's 0.18.
Can you give it to me at least more decimal places?
No, that's it.
That's it? 0.18? That's it? If there's more decimal, you have to include at least 4. Good. Now I'm looking for angle theta. What do I do?
Sin. Q.
What do we call that? What do we call that word? Starts with an I. So I know that you guys are talking about this, right? What do we call this? The sign with a -1 on top of it. Starts with an I. inverse. Okay?
Inverse?
I'm doing sine inverse. Okay? So what's sine inverse of 0.18? What is it?
It's 10 degrees.
10 degrees. Remember, angles should be to the nearest degree.
How do I know to do inverse or not?
Anytime you're looking for an angle, you have to do inverse. Okay?
No.
So, anytime you're solving for an angle, do inverse. And this is how the exact way you should write it. This is how you should write it. You should write the name of the angle equals to whatever the inverse that you're doing with the ratio with.
What's that squiggly line?
I'm just, I was
Oh.
showing them that sign inverse.
Okay, no, I just didn't know it. What's that button on my, is that a button on my thing? The sine inverse thing?
What is it?
What button is that? Sine
Did you have
inverse?
to do second function, like, or shift?
Yeah. Oh,
And
I
sine.
see it, never mind. Did you see what I don't
Anyway. Okay, so because it's a word problem question, what must I have? Therefore, state. Okay? So anytime you're solving a word problem, you have to include the therefore statement. Therefore, the angle of elevation of the road is 10 degrees. So, recap. With a right triangle, if you know two sides and you're looking for the third, then you can use Pythagorean theorem. Which is a squared plus b squared equals c squared, where c is always what? C is always what? Hypothesis. Now, if you're looking for side B, for example, then your formula would look like this. Correct? If you're looking for a squared, what would your formula look like? If you're looking for a squared, what would your formula look like?
Like, would be negative.
If you're looking for a squared, what would your formula look like?
A squared minus
C squared minus B squared.
Uh-huh. Okay? There's no other ways that you can solve using Pythagorean theorem. One of these three formulas. Now, if you're looking, if you have an angle and one side, or sides and looking for an angle. You have to use one of the following. Okay? So if you're giving an angle on the side, or if you're giving two sides and you're looking for an angle, you have to use SOH CAH TOA. I'm gonna add one thing here, two sides looking for the third side.
Oh.